Good morning, everybody. So I've done a first look at Warmachine Tactics. I looked at the multiplayer, I played a match to show you guys how it works. Now I'm looking at the single player. So yeah, I've actually got this Warcaster, her card sitting in front of me here on my desk. And there's a couple of changes. Namely, on her card, she actually has 2 spells, which I'm hoping she gets in the game because they're actually pretty good spells. One is Energizer, which will cost her 3 focus. Range of her control area, which is this lovely red line around the outside. This yellow line around her. The red line is how far I can run. The yellow line is her control area. But for each focus point spent, models in her battle group in that area can move 1 inch per focus. And it can only be cast once per turn. She has 4 focus total. I have assigned 3 to my Lancer, this guy here, and 1 to my Charger, this guy over here. Going to move her up and then shoot a dude in the face. Trenchers, of course. So, I mean, it's a pretty standard game. But, and as people have pointed out on my previous video, they have changed some of the rules. Namely, I don't have to move all of my units in one formation at the same time. So, like these trenchers on the board game or on the tabletop, I would have to move all of my trenchers at the same time. I would not be allowed to move them individually, fire them individually, and then, you'd move them as a group, you'd fire as a group, and that's it, right? So the whole unit has to act. That's a bit difficult in a video game. So I understand why they changed it. Alright, so I've finished everything. Alright, you'll notice in the lower right-hand corner there is a mini-map, which shows me all the different stuff. Sorry, just looking at some stuff. Alright, give the Charger a focus, give the Lancer a focus, and control phase. So yeah, I can understand the changes that they've made. Because the things that were there really don't work in a video game, right? Bash him with a hammer. Dead. So it's entirely understandable why they've done the changes that they've done, right? Let's run him up over here. You notice here it does a cutscene showing me all the new guys I can see, which is kind of dumb because I can already just see them, but whatever. Set him here, melee attack, hope to kill him. Yep. The whole some of the changes I kind of don't understand, but I do. It's different, right? But it has to be different. Lancer, Charger. Sorry. Doing live commentary, right? The single player is actually really nice. Right? Because it's a map. So I have to come up here, and my mission is to come down these streets, come all the way over here, and deal with this dude, right? This is a Devastator, yeah? I believe? Anyway, it's a Warjack from the Khador, right? I'm trying to clear the city streets, and my objective is to get this giant jack off of the ground, right? He's being backed up by a Grey Lord who is his Jack Marshal. So he acts independently. He doesn't get focus, right? And I have all these streets and all these little dudes here to deal with before I get to go, right? So we're going to change face. We'll go change face this way. And that's it, right? So I can... Right, it plays really a lot like you'd think. Because you'd think it would play a lot like the tabletop game, and it does. Another comment I've seen pop up a lot is, why does it cost $60 or $65? Well, to be fair, it costs $65 in the Kickstarter for the version you're getting right now. So that's entirely fair, right? You charge somebody $65, it's not exactly fair to them to charge somebody else less. A lot of people have been like, well, that's more than a standard MSRP, which is $60, right? Well, yes, it is. But as has also been pointed out, that's not always been the norm either. It used to be $40, and then it was $50, and then now it's $60. And a lot of the a lot of the AAA games are actually going higher than that now, and you have more free to play or more independent games going more than that on early access. Like Elite Dangerous is quite expensive, or what is that? Planetary Annihilation is also really expensive, right? So there's also, there's precedent there as well. So I guess the question is, what do I think, right? I've had some time to play the game. I've played more of the single player. I've played more of the multiplayer. What do I think, right? Is this game what it's supposed to be? And yeah, it is. This game is exactly what it should have been, what I've hoped for at this stage in the build, right? They're delivering more. They're doing more. It's just overall, I really like how it's playing. I'm still going to say I really hate this UI. Right? This box is not long enough to show everything. So, you have no idea what it does. Like, passives, dig in, it doesn't tell me what that does. Now, I know what dig in is for on the tabletop, right? It gives them extra defense against ranged attacks. It does give me tooltips on these, stuff like that. But, this stuff down here could be someplace else. I do like the FPS tracker. It actually matches up with the FPS tracker I have in the upper corner. Stuff like that. But there's a better placement for all of that, and I know that. Right? But they've also said that there's going to be a different UI. They're working on a different UI. I want the Lancer. Yeah, we're just going to run him over here. Make sure he's facing that way. Move her up. He's inside. And I have one more trencher. Right, so it's one of those, the question is, should they have remade the tabletop game exactly? And yes, they should have. I mean, that's my personal opinion here. And that's basically what they've done, with a few exceptions for the way a computer game has to react, right? It is very hard to try to remake a tabletop game on a computer when certain things have to work in a certain way, and it's really hard to replicate on that on a computer without confusing everybody. The unit movement stuff confuses people in real life, right? When there's somebody there to explain everything to them. You don't want that, right? Sorry, I'm getting really into my explanation and not actually playing the game. And I should do that. Okay, so, really, you do need to look at this is something that they did for a reason, and they had a really good reason to do it. And so it's a good thing that they've done. So yeah, so for those concessions, I'll give it to them, right? This is a really good game. I really like it. I really look forward to see where it's going. So yeah, I'm probably not going to make you sit through the entire of this single player match because it takes a while to play. Even when I'm actually focusing. I think the first time I played through it took me about half an hour, 45 minutes. So, one interesting thing that I did see is these gentlemen here, Iron Fang pikemen. The first time I played through it, up and over the buildings. There were two of them standing right here, flanking this door. They don't seem to be there. Now, it could very well be that they actually come in after I move around this corner. I don't know. So I will select Charger, Lancer, Control Phase. Select this gentleman and run him all the way up here. And see what happens. Ah, there we go. The Iron Fang pikemen appear, right? So that guy's probably dead, right? Those Iron Fang pikemen are going to get in there and slaughter him. Change your facing and your turn. Okay, I can charge Mr. Iron Fang pikeman, so I will charge him. Stabby, and I missed. Okay. But we're going to go to these trenchers. So yeah, I keep hitting tab trying to change. Sorry, very used to XCOM, and I can hit tab in that game and change which character or which facing I'm using, or yeah, which character I'm using. So it's kind of different coming here and not being able to do that. Move him up here. I got one more trencher, so we'll move up here. Change face. And shoot this guy in the face. Didn't do anything. So yeah, I mean, Iron Fang pikemen, they're really nice. They've got a lot of speed, got a lot of damage. They're pretty nasty. But yeah, so this is the single player so far. They've got a campaign coming, 22 missions at the moment, I believe. Really good story from what I understand. It's going to be fun. Multiplayer, they've got now all 4 factions, and you can actually choose which faction you're going to do. I'll probably show that off after the patch today, because they've got a new map coming, and I'd like to show you that at the same time. You can't select your units yet, which is kind of sad. But they've got a lot of units coming. So they've got a lot of stuff coming. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.